The initial idea for this project was going to be some RFID examples where I would show you how to hack into the doors at A&M, specifically the Zachary building and some apartment complexes that have RFID readers. But first let's set the stage. What is RFID? RFID stands for Radio Frequency Identification, a subcomponent of NFC or Near Field Communication. NFC is anything that can only communicate in the near field. Think of Bluetooth, Apple Pay, AirDrop. In this project, it will be RFID. RFID is anything that uses radio waves to communicate. All of us have them on us right now. Your student ID, car keys, and phone all contain RFID chips. Now that we know what RFID is, here's why we won't be hacking into any doors. My original plan was to get a student ID, copy that information onto a blank RFID card, and use that blank card to open a door to show you all how vulnerable they are. The act of copying information from one RFID card to another is called spoofing. However, after speaking to Dr. Paula Dwight, a professor of practice at Texas A&M, licensed lawyer in the state of Texas, and cybersecurity expert, I found out that trying to go through with this project in the original form would have been a bad idea. The simple act of reading the information off the A&M card could have been a misdemeanor, as well as university repercussions for the misuse of the ID card. If we decide to continue onward, however, and read the information, then put the information into a blank RFID card like I wanted to, we would start talking about serious crimes like fraud, breaking and entering, and almost certainly expulsion from the university. They'll still be showing how easy it is to do this type of hacking to show how vulnerable RFID is. I'll just be using personal RFID cards instead of A&M or apartment cards like I was planning to. We're going to be using two cards. The blue one will have access to our virtual door and the white will not. We will be using an Arduino and RFID reader to read the contents of the chip and also write to them. We will be using 3 programs that are openly available on the internet that do the special processing we require: door access, imitation, RFID reading, and RFID spoofing. First, we need to read the data. We boot up the data reading program and scan both of our cards. This is what the data looks like inside of the card. What we really want to focus on are the sectors and UID. What you're seeing right now is the sector difference, which I've highlighted. It is only one row that differs. Up next are the UIDs. No 2 RFID cards have the same UID. Now we will try an access program to see that the blue has access and the white does not. We see that the blue is listed as master and allowed in. Now we try the white card. We see that the white card has not been given access and is returned as denied. Next thing we will do is try to copy all of the information from the blue card to the white card using a cloning program and the data we extracted from the first program. I messed this up and it took a little bit longer to work. Now we take a look at the 2 cards data after we ran the cloning program. We're going to look at the 2 places where it was different last time. As you can see, the sector part that used to be different in each are now identical. Most troubling though is that the UID that should never be the same as another RFID are now also identical. This is due to weak security in the card's infrastructure. Now that they seem identical, it is time to put it to the test by trying out the access program again. We scan both of our cards into the access control program like we did prior. Blue first, then white. The result we get looks similar to the last time we ran it, but this time it allows the white card to gain access. The machine can no longer tell the difference between the 2 cards and actually addresses the white card as master as well. So why is this important? Why listen to me for 5 minutes for something that you've probably never paid attention to? While this project was demonstrating the flaws of RFID, the true essence of this project is cybersecurity. RFID is one technology we use every day that, as I have shown you, is easily hackable. I know most of us don't care how the tech works as long as it works. But as we allow more technology into our lives, it is important that we understand what its capabilities and vulnerabilities are. Just because us, the general public, are willing to turn a blind eye to technologies does not mean that private corporations, government agencies, or bad actors are. We spend a lot of time talking about how we don't like being spied on, but as soon as a new technology comes out, we accept it with open arms, without knowing what its vulnerabilities are, and that in turn gives us vulnerability. These technologies are a part of us like a prosthetic limb. There's probably no one on this university that doesn't have a phone or RFID on them. Most of the time, the only thing preventing unauthorized access to your information is the law. Are you okay with that?